Hello everyone, welcome back to our class. Today we are going to understand something very interesting, that is how our attitudes actually influence our behavior. You might think if I have a positive attitude, I will always act positively, right? But not always. In real life, what we think, say, and do can be quite different. So let's explore the different factors that decide how strongly our attitude controls our actions. In that, the first one is true versus expressed attitudes. Sometimes what we say and what we really believe are not the same. For example, a person might say in public, I believe in women's equality, but at home he may stop his sister from working. Or in a job interview, we say, I never get angry, even though inside we know we do. This happens because sometimes we want to look good in front of others, or we are scared of being judged. So remember, our expressed attitude, that is what we say, and our true attitude, that is what we believe inside, can be different. Okay. Next, one instance versus aggregate behavior. One single action doesn't always show a person's full attitude. Let's say a religious person misses visiting the temple this Sunday. That doesn't mean they have lost faith. Maybe it rained or they were sick. Or, for another example, a student skips study today because of a headache, but overall they study hard every day. So instead of judging someone from one action, we must see their behavior over time. That's when we understand their real attitude. The next one is specificity of attitude and behavior. The more specific the attitude, the better if predicts what we do. For example, if I say I like eating out, that's too general. You can't guess what I will order. But if I say I love South Indian food, now you know that when I go out, I will probably order dosa or idli. So when our attitude is clear and specific, it becomes easier to connect it with our actions. Next one is self-awareness. If we are not aware of our attitudes, we may show them very strongly without realizing it. For example, someone who has a caste bias but doesn't realize it might openly discriminate in small ways. But once that person becomes self-aware, they try to control their behavior in public and act more fairly. So the more we understand our own attitudes, the more we can control our behavior. Next one is attitude strength. The stronger attitudes influence us much more than weak ones. If someone has personality suffered from corruption, they will strongly hate it and will never give or take bribes. Or even if someone has faced gender discrimination, they will always stand up for women's rights. So personal experience makes an attitude stronger, and strong attitudes directly shape strong actions. Next, attitude accessibility. Some attitudes come to our mind instantly. They are always active in memory. For example, when the national anthem plays, we automatically stand. That's the patriotism. Or when we see an old person standing, we quickly offer them a seat. That's the respect for elders. These attitudes were stored in our memory so deeply that we don't even need to think, we just act. So friends, we saw that our attitude doesn't always decide our behavior directly. It depends on many factors like how true, strong, specific or self-aware it is. So friends, we saw that our attitude does not always decide our behavior directly. It depends on many factors like how true, strong, specific or self-aware it is. If our attitude is clear, strong and deeply personal, it shapes our behavior easily. But if it's weak or just for show, or our actions may not match our words. So that's all for today's class. In the next one, we will continue with another interesting topic from ethics. Till then, take care and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.